hear me, and I hope this is recording, and I hope, man, I have to get gas. Anyways, and I hope that, cool. So, I am starting this video because I am currently in the midst, hold on. Okay. Oh, it's gonna shake a lot. Alright. So, I am currently in the midst of a medical journey. That's what we'll call it. Hold on, there's a creepy van. Alright, so I am in the midst of a medical journey. Where do I want to start? So I'm on my way to have an ultrasound done to look at my ovaries. I had a blood test that determined that I had high testosterone levels, which is a characteristic of polycystic ovarian syndrome. So basically I'm going to have this ultrasound to see if I have cysts or an overproduction of follicles on my ovaries. I didn't really have the typical signs that people have with PCOS, but I have this app that I use called Flow, which this is not sponsored by them, that I use to track my periods, which I recommend for any girl to do, because I swear every time I go to the doctor they ask me when the first day of my last period was, and before I had no clue, but the app really helps to do that. Another thing that's really cool about the app is that you can put in the symptoms that you're having, like cramps, acne, cravings, all that kind of stuff. And one day I logged into the app and it was like, hey, some of the symptoms that you've been logging in are characteristic of PCOS. You might want to have a blood test just to kind of check things out. And I was like, huh. So my nurse practitioner and I are very close. She's actually my best friend's mom. So I texted her and I'm like, listen, I know how this is going to sound. An app told me to do it type of thing. But I was like, this is what it said. You know, is this something I should check into? Is it something I should be concerned about? And she was like, yeah, we can do a blood test, blah, blah, blah. She wasn't really worried about it. She didn't think that anything was going to come up. But then obviously when I had the blood test done, I had high testosterone levels. And she was like, it just doesn't really make sense to me because you don't look like a typical person with this syndrome. So that's currently where I'm at now. So yeah, I probably did something that I shouldn't have. I Google imaged what an ultrasound of polycystic ovarian syndrome looks like. If you have trypophobia or trypophobia, however you pronounce it, don't look it up. But yeah, so I don't really want to say I kind of know what I'm looking for, but like I kind of know what I'm looking for, you know what I mean, on the ultrasound. I'm not a doctor though, I don't want to self-diagnose or anything. So whenever I get out of the ultrasound, I'll let you know how it goes, and I have to call my doctor to set up a follow-up appointment. But yeah, that's basically where I'm at now. It's kind of like, if I have the syndrome, you know, my next thing is okay, what do I do to heal it or manage it or fix it, whatever. And then if I don't have it, it's, the next step is figuring out why my testosterone levels were high, what's causing it, and, how we fix that. So I'll keep you updated. Okay, so I'm back home now. I've been home from my ultrasound for a few hours now. I've been texting back and forth with my nurse practitioner, and she told me she got the results, and I do have PCOS. So I'm going to refrain from researching until Thursday. Thursday morning I have my follow-up with her, and I'll get tons of information and I'll report back then. Alright, so it's been quite a few days since the last time I came on here. I'm pretty sure I just left off telling you that I got diagnosed with PCOS and that I was going back to the doctor for my follow-up. I went back. Honestly, went better than I expected. So my ultrasound showed that I have 12 follicles on my left ovary that are all less than a centimeter big. And then I have one really big follicle on my right ovary, which is why I've been having more pain on my right ovary. So I do have PCOS, but how she explained it to me was there's like a line, and over here is PCOS, over here is not PCOS. And apparently I'm like just over that line into the PCOS territory. So this is something I'll have for the rest of my life. It's not just something that I can get rid of. I don't remember if I told you what my testosterone levels were, but the highest number on the normal range was 55, and mine was at a 63, and she was like, I've seen people have it at 200 before. And I guess which is why I don't have all of the most common symptoms with PCOS. And then they also tested my insulin, because another thing with this syndrome is becoming insulin resistant. I'm more inclined to have diabetes later on in life. And the normal range was 3 to 29, and mine was at a 5. So she said I'm nowhere near being insulin resistant. She said I can, monitor my carb and sugar intake, but she was like, don't be super obsessive about it because there's no need to be. Now she did say whenever I turn 25, that might be a different story, because apparently whenever you turn 25, your metabolism slows down dramatically, and she said then I'll really have to start watching it. And she mentioned this medication called metformin that they put a lot of people on so that way they don't become insulin resistant. And my outlook on it was, whatever my diagnosis was, I wanted to be able to handle it naturally, and that is still what I want going forward. If I can control my insulin and my glucose by what I eat rather than taking a medication, that's definitely the route that I want to go. So that is where I'm at. I think that's going to be all for this video. That's pretty much all the information that I have. I am going to try to eat mainly lower carb, and just trying to get into the habit of that, so that way whenever I do reach that point where I really need to watch what I'm eating, it won't be as hard. So maybe I'll do some what I eat in a day videos of, what I eat. I also have some other tricks and tips up my sleeve that I'm going to be trying soon to kind of help with PCOS and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to making videos about that. This is definitely going to be a journey, whether mine is really bad or not, you know, I still have it. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.